Welcome to the Near Memo, a weekly conversation about search, social, and commerce. What happened, why it matters, and the implications for local. But so there's a lot of small business data that we put in the newsletter over the last couple of weeks about ad spending and small businesses, and I was interested in potentially talking about that, but I'm not going to because we've talked about it recently. Go look at the newsletter. We'll come back to that issue about small businesses and whether they understand their audiences and where they're spending their money. The kind of fun item is that we'll end with is Yahoo. So Apollo.
Can this possibly be an upbeat item though?
Yes, it will be upbeat, totally upbeat.
Oh, okay. All right. Just checking.
Completely. It's just a happy story. Nothing negative about it. So private equity bought Verizon Media from Verizon, the telco, and it's now been rebranded Yahoo, and the AOL brand is dead. And Yahoo now, according to the press release, the transaction has been concluded this week, and now everybody can seize the great opportunity that lies ahead. And it's just Yahoo has been through so many things over the years. They still have brand equity. I mean, how many brands can you name on the internet? You could probably, you guys could probably name a whole bunch of them, but the average consumer can't name that many brands. And Yahoo is probably one of those brands. And they still have a lot of traffic. They may not be the number 3 site on the internet, but they're still top 10. If you get outside of New York, Chicago, San Francisco, LA, Seattle, these urban centers, people still know Yahoo, still use Yahoo. There's less cynicism about Yahoo. So what do you think about the outlook for Yahoo now?
I also think there's a whole new set of netizens that, in Gen Z that weren't around when Yahoo was a thing. So to me, there's a possibility that Yahoo becomes sort of the first retro internet brand that's cool in the younger demographic. I mean, that's, MySpace
all around
maybe has
fantasy
the same
football.
Well, exactly. So I think that they have a strong play in one of, Yahoo Sports is actually quite a strong content site. One of the best beat writers in the NBA, Chris Haynes, is their lead writer. He's like, one of the top guys. And they've tried this play with news with Katie Couric and that sort of thing historically. But I actually think there's obviously they have a ton of domain equity because they're one of the first domain names on the internet. And they got all these links, back in the directory days. So they have a ton of potential to still bring in search traffic. There's a lot of value in first party data. So I have no idea on the financials if it's, worth it, but I think from a concept standpoint, it seems like a bet worth making to someone with deep pockets. So
it's about the same amount of money that they're paying for MailChimp, right? It's just under 10 billion.
Well, I think they bought the Verizon Media for $5 billion, and some of that was stock, I think.
Oh, was it 5?
Yeah. It was less. I agree, David, that there's a kind of interesting, provocative opportunity here. I mean, the question in my mind is the private equity firm going to invest in Yahoo, or are they just going to try and extract cash? They will ultimately want to.
Yeah. Yes. I think the latter. I mean, what private equity, most private equity returns have a 5-year horizon. You need a much longer horizon to build a business, and they're in it for the extraction.
Well, but I mean, so the end game is like another IPO, right? Spin it back out into the public market and cash out. But if you do that, you have to have some sort of story that you can tell the market. The brand is on the upswing. We're seeing growth, and to some degree, that will require investment. I think in certain businesses.
So it's possible that the next buyer of Yahoo is the one that actually makes money on it.
I mean, I think that Yahoo Small Business, which at one time, years and years and years ago, was the big player, still has an opportunity. But as we've seen in previous discussions of what small businesses want and don't want, I don't think you can be another SaaS tools business in a box. Notwithstanding what we said about MailChimp, I think they're in a different position. You can't just say, here's your DIY product, now go do it. I think they would need to do something quite different than what they've been doing in order to reinvigorate that product.
It seems like the hardest thing for them to do.
I was going to say their consumer play seems like a much easier path.
Probably so.
Success and revenue. Yeah.
Probably so. Although they've rolled out all these subscription products that sort of are designed to supplement their traditional ad revenue. I don't know how those are doing. But I saw this with the thing that prompted me to write about it was that Faith Murphy, who's in charge of small business, I think ad sales or small business sales, who's been at Yahoo forever. I mean, I would love to interview her because she's just a total survivor. She's been there for years and years and years.
She was there during the Oath
exactly
days, correct?
Oh yeah, and before. I mean, I think she's a 1.0 person. I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if she predates Marissa Mayer. She may. I don't know if she goes back to Terry Summel, but But anyway, so she promoted this on LinkedIn. You know, like now we're back, and you know, and I'm sort of rooting for her and for Yahoo because, you know, as I've said before, I think there's an opportunity for a Yahoo style directory to make a return, you know, in the wake of all the crap that's in search, some curated set of recommendations in particular areas. I think that would be an interesting thing if they were to do it again.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, let's see if we can get Faith on a future Near Memo.
I think so. I think she would do it. I mean, I don't know how much she would dish on Yahoo in an honest way. She might stick to talking points, you know. Everything is great,
but even under like the extent that she wants to share their strategy as she knows
I
think would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be totally interesting, and she can talk about a lot of the small business stuff as well. All right. On that happy note, we've come to the early conclusion of this week's Near Memo. Any final thoughts or reflections that you want to add?
Hope everybody has a terrific Labor Day weekend. I am really looking forward to it. I've got 3 days of golf in a row lined up, and possibly even with a couple of new golf clubs if they arrive in time. So hope everyone has an equally relaxing Labor Day.
Absolutely.
If golf is relaxing for you, I have a little trouble envisioning you relaxing at golf. Sorry.
Are you a very intense golfer?
You'll have to come out and play a few holes with me. You'll believe. Seeing is believing.
I'm a 3-club golfer. Right? 3-wood off the tee, like a 5 or 7 iron, and a putter. That's about all I can handle, and I can't handle those very well.
And I play tennis, so you won't see me out there.
All right.
Well, enjoy watching the U.S. Open. Then I hope they're able to finish with all the flooding.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
That was a
David. We were safe.
Shoot. We were doing good.
Shoot. Well, it's always a great tournament. I'm sure they will finish, just maybe not on time. So.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining David, Mike, and Greg. To stay on top of the latest developments in local, subscribe to our newsletter at nearmedia.co. We'll see you next week.